Hi there YouTube. Today I'm going to be showing you how to remove and replace your yoke, your tail housing bushing, and your tail housing transmission seal from a T5 5-speed manual transmission. And in this case I'm going to be using my 1987 Fox body. The reason for this video is because I couldn't find any step-by-step process on either YouTube or any other page on the internet, so I decided to do myself, and hopefully this helps you to stop your transmission from leaking. It was leaking from the last part of the tranny, like the very last part that connects to the drive shaft. So basically what you're gonna see down there is this bushing is gonna be, not this bushing, this seal is gonna be inside, and this is what you're gonna be seeing from the bottom part, since your drive shaft is not out yet. It was leaking from under here. In my case, obviously it drips down, so it was just leaking, pouring out from here. Sometimes the easiest way to fix this problem is either replacing this one, replacing the seal, which is like $5 at AutoZone, and easiest part. Sometimes they go bad, they start to rip, they start to crack, and they leak oil. Sometimes if you replace it and it still doesn't work, that means you have another damage more inside, which is probably most likely the bushing, which is the only part left. First step, you need to lift up your car. In order for you to fit down there, obviously make sure you secure it, and since the wheels are going to be off, you got to put the handbrake. Put the handbrake, pull it all the way. Make sure your tires are locked. Since I already took mine out, I'm just gonna, kind of walk you through it. Kind of walk you through the process. There's 4 bolts that you need to take off. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna do 2 at a time, which is first 2, take them off completely. Go up there, take off the handbrake, spin it. Obviously with the tube here, it's easy to spin it. You spin it towards the other 2. Once you have access to the other 2, make sure you put the handbrake so it won't spin on you. Once you take them off, you put it down, slide it out, and have a oil pan kind of ready right here, like I do right there, but have it more over here because there's gonna drip a little bit of oil from there. The yoke actually goes inside there, so it slides out like about 4 inches, and then you remove it completely. Once you remove it completely, this is what it looks like. So the only way you know if your yoke is good or not is for you to kind of run your finger through it. If there's any grooves like this one, or any bumps, or any marks, or any things that are any kind of markings that are not as smooth as this one, this one's just dirty. But it has to be super smooth. I'm talking about, decent. You see the difference? There's a huge difference. This one's a new one. So this one, if it's bad, it's gonna be wobbling. If it wobbles, you see how it has kind of play? It kind of dances around. It's not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be firm. It's supposed to have no type of like play or anything like that. So you have to change it in case it has any grooves or anything like that. You have to change the yoke. This is the yoke. Remove it. And if you're removing that, might as well remove the U-joint. The U-joint is about $20, lifetime warranty. And in order to take out the yoke, you have to remove the pins. Make sure you grab your your pliers, pinch it, take off the locks. There's about 1, 2, 3, and 4 pins. Once you remove those pins, make sure you grab like any type of solid piece, and obviously without the pins, you go like this, hammer it from the top, you push it out from the bottom. Obviously you're gonna spit it out. Do the same through all of them. Somehow take it off and buy the yoke. Once you buy the yoke, make sure it's the same size as the one you took out, because in my case they sent me one and it was the wrong one, and it was way smaller. Obviously it's not gonna fit, whether it's bigger or smaller. It has to be the same, the right one. In order to remove this one, since it's always gonna be, let me give you an example, it's gonna be, this lip has to be flush with the transmission at the bottom. It has to be flush. Let me show you. So this part sticking out has to be flush with this part. So it basically goes inside like this. You know, and it has to be flush. Obviously when it's flush, it's kind of hard to, you know, take it out. So what I did, I just took out like a little part with the screwdriver. I took out like just to get leverage, and punctured. I got the screwdriver to put it right here, and I hammered it so it penetrates this. Once it penetrates it, you know, you kind of use it to pry it out, like to take it out. So I went through it. I went through it right here. So it came out, and I was able to, you know, have like a handle to punch it out. Once you punch it out, then you could take out the bushing. If your yoke is bad, I'm pretty sure 100% that your bearing, your bushing is gonna be bad. So you have to replace it. If your yoke is bad, more than likely that this is gonna be messed up. So I want to go ahead and borrow a tool from my buddy. He has a shop, and he lent me this tool. This tool to remove the bushing. Basically what this does, since the bushing is like this, oh, by the way, this one you're gonna find it on right here, right inside here, inside. So it's gonna be flush with this. So it's gonna be right here. You should see it, you know, kind of from right here. This shouldn't have any much play. A little bit, nothing like too wobbly. It should move a little bit, not almost nothing, or if not stiff. But I mean, if it's like completely wobbling around, then yeah, you have another issue. But if it's stiff like this one, then you have no problem. So you have your bushing right here. It's gonna be like that, the little holes. Those are just, this is the lubrication, and these are like ways for the oil to go in, and you know, so it won't have that much friction. Basically what this does is it goes in like this, and once you push it far enough, it's gonna pop out, and then it's gonna grab it with the teeth. It's gonna grab it, make sure it doesn't go anywhere. You push this up so the little, you know, flimsy things won't be that flimsy, and it could be sturdy. And all you have to do is turn it with any socket that fits right here. Turn it so this pushes. As soon as you turn it, it pushes this one, this little thingy in the middle. It pushes it obviously left, takes it out. You rotate it to the right, it's gonna push it in. So basically it like pushes it out with a bunch of force. It pushes it out, and the little thing, the little like metal inside, the one that actually turns, is supposed to grab on from here. So it pushes off and it pulls it from here. This is where it does the strength. It pulls it out. Once you have it out, you're pretty much done removing everything from there. Just be careful that when you're putting it back in, which I'm gonna kind of walk you through it, you don't damage it. Make sure you don't step on it, leave it lying around, because if they get bent a little, they're gonna damage your new yoke. So once you take everything off, in order to put it, the U joint is gonna have these. Make sure the little rolls inside don't come out. Don't come out. Make sure they don't come out. You hammer them like you took them out. You put them back in. It shouldn't be that much hard. You end up with this. It obviously goes in like this. Oh, that was a small one. It goes in like this. It sticks out. You put it, kind of get the idea. You hammer it in. Make sure you don't damage anything else. Be careful, because these little rolls are very delicate. They come out easily, very easily. Make sure you put a little bit of grease, nothing too heavy, just so you know, give it a little more lube. And yeah, you're pretty much done with that step. What you have to do now is put the bearing inside, the bushing, sorry, the bushing. You put it inside. So basically it has to go back in where you took it out from. Make sure there's like a special plastic tool that's not that expensive, and it kind of covers it. That just basically, it goes inside this bearing, and it has like a lip that stops, that's obviously bigger than the bushing. I keep saying bearing, but it's actually bushing. And all you have to do is hammer it, boom, make sure it's crossed, so you won't, you know, put in one side too much and then the other side is going to be crooked. So make sure it goes in straight. It goes into the transmission. Make sure it's flush. Make sure it's flush. And read into these holes. These are actually for lubrication, but I personally don't know how to place them right. I'll look into that. But make sure you look into that. I'm pretty sure it has to be on the low end in order for it to catch oil. But make sure you put it exactly how you take it out. Once you do that, second step is putting this one. It goes like this. So it's going to be hugging the yoke. It's going to go in like that. Okay? So the plastic has to go outward towards the differential. Once you put it in, make sure you're careful, because these are very delicate. They kind of bend easily, so make sure you hammer it softly, like all around, and it's flush to the tranny. Make sure to the tail housing, make sure it's flush. Make sure this is actually like this, like flush, no space, not like that, flush. Once you're in, then you just slide this one back into the tranny. Make sure it's nice and smooth. It goes in smooth, and you put the 4 bolts back on. Obviously you do the same process that you did at the beginning, backwards, and make sure you check your level of oil, because obviously if you had a leak, then you might be running low, and it's not so good for your tranny. Thank you for looking at this video, and hopefully, you know, things work out.